This is a short tutorial on how to install Google Drive for Desktop. Let's get started. What is Google Drive for Desktop? It is a desktop application that allows you to quickly access all your Google Drive files on demand directly from your computer. Now let's learn how to install it. First, we're going to stop and ask this question. Do you have Google Drive already installed? Well, let's check. To see if you have Google Drive for Desktop installed, you need to go to the Start menu, search for the letter G, and you should or should not, there's no wrong answer, but you're going to look for the Google Drive icon that appears on my screen. Now, if you see it, that's great news for you. You will then navigate to step 4. If you do not see the Google Drive icon under the letter G, you're going to proceed to the next slide on this slide deck. So for those that do not have Google Drive for Desktop installed, you will need to see if you have the Software Center. Many of us are familiar with the Software Center. So if you have access to the Software Center, you do also know that you need to be connected to the state of Iowa network. We know that many of you are working remotely and you will need to connect through VPN to get access to the Software Center. For those who do not know what Software Center is or not familiar with the Software Center and do not have the Software Center, you will then need to contact your own IT support for your own agency to get Google Drive for Desktop installed. So for those that have the Software Center, you can quickly install Google Drive for Desktop from there. So you can locate the Software Center by searching for the Software Center in your Start menu shown on the screen. So once you have the Software Center open, like I do, you can go ahead and search for Google Drive in your search box and then go ahead and click on the Google Drive for Desktop. Let me quickly demonstrate that. You can see that I have the Software Center open and ready to go. You can see in my applications that it's already in the top here for me to install. I can go ahead and click on that and install, or I can go up to the top and search for Google Drive and hit enter and locate Google Drive for Desktop. Either way, you'll be able to access the Google Drive for Desktop install package. So once you've located the Google Drive for Desktop, you will then want to click Install. Now, step 4 applies to both the users that already had Google Drive for Desktop installed and found it under their Start menu under G, and for the users that have already installed it through the Software Center or through their IT support. So this step 4, is very important, and there's 3 parts to step 4. So we're going to dive into each one of these in greater detail. Let's start with step 4A. First thing we want to do is open Google Drive for Desktop. Again, you will want to go ahead and access it through the G, and you will see that new icon or the icon that you already saw earlier and click on Google Drive. The other thing is if it already is open, which most cases it is, you would then want to go to the taskbar at the bottom and locate the Google Drive icon as well. So again, it is kind of a 2-step, it just depends on how it was processed. But regardless, make sure you have opened the Google Drive and you'll know it's open when you see it in your taskbar, as shown. Now step 4B, we need to sign into our Google Drive for Desktop. We're going to follow these 4 steps. You're going to sign in, you're going to select your account, you're going to sign in again, and you're going to receive the success button. So I'm going to go ahead and walk through those steps. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the taskbar, select the Drive icon, going to select Sign In, choose my account, in this case Trainer 13, going to click Sign In, and I receive the success page. You'll notice at the bottom I'm receiving a pop-up saying Google Drive is loading your files. You can go ahead and click OK and continue on with the additional settings. Step 4C is probably one of the most important steps here. So please pay close attention. First, we want to adjust our preferences. So as the files are syncing, you can go ahead and adjust your settings or preferences and go ahead and do so. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the next step, but we're going to dive deeper into each one of these preferences in a minute. So you have these as reference points, but we're going to make sure that all these preferences are set in the recommended way. All right, so let's go ahead and process step 4C. I'm going to go ahead and click on the Drive icon, going to click on the gear, I'm going to select Preferences. Then you'll do nothing on this particular page. You'll leave the settings as stated here, but you're going to go ahead up to the gear to the top again, and then you're going to talk about each one of these settings. The first settings you want to have checked is make sure you have the real-time presence in Microsoft Office checked marked as shown here. The next one is the drive letter M. We recommend to have the drive letter be M. This might look different on your screen. The drive letter should be M, and we strongly encourage you to change it to the letter M to provide consistency throughout our agencies. If you do need to change the letter to a different letter than it's stated on your screen, you will need to restart once you adjust that letter. So again, we strongly encourage to have it letter M. As we scroll down, go ahead and make sure that you launch on System Startup. Proxy settings can be auto detect. And again, these are your settings and preferences to adjust it the way that you want. But again, we're giving our recommendations for you to be successful with Google Drive for Desktop. Once you've adjusted those settings and preferences as indicated, go ahead and click Done. Now we're in step 5. Open File Explorer and locate your Google Drive. Go ahead and click on File Explorer, as I just did. You will then find a new letter in your File Explorer pane on the left-hand side, and you will see Google Drive letter M. Then you will find the My Drive in most cases, and you will see your folder infrastructure that you see in your Chrome web interface when you access Drive through your Chrome web browser. So now you have your My Drive through your File Explorer. Last step, and probably the most important step. Once you've installed it, please do not forget to learn more. There is a lot of things that you need to be aware of when using Google Drive for Desktop. So I strongly encourage you to check out the page and check out the additional resources that are provided on the Google Drive for Desktop page. Thank you. And if you need more assistance, definitely check out the resources below.